The acting National Assembly Speaker, Lechesa Tsenoli, has accepted the motion of no confidence against Speaker Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula, tabled by DA Chief Whip Siviwe Gwarube. The date of the motion will be decided once Tsenoli has consulted ANC Chief Whip Pemmy Majodina. This after Mapisa-Nqakula took special leave last week following reports that she would be arrested for corruption charges. To reflect on the impact this motion of no confidence could have on the political landscape, we're now joined by Professor of Political Sciences from UNISA, Dirk Kotzé, and he joins us via our video link. Professor, thank you so much for your time this evening. Of course, so we have seen that motion of no confidence, which has been brought forward by the DA, has now finally been accepted by the acting Speaker. What are your thoughts on this motion?
Well, this is very important, very significant. I would say after the President is this most possibly the most significant type of motion of no confidence that can be tabled in Parliament. So it's of high significance. It is very much important also that something like this ultimately does happen in order to endorse and to underscore the importance of the oversight function of Parliament in general.
And Professor, in another country, if the Speaker is facing serious allegations of this nature, by now we would have seen a resignation. Why do you think that the Speaker has opted to go through this legal route and also take a special leave from the House, saying that she is doing so for the integrity of Parliament?
Well, I think in South Africa, the tradition the culture does not exist for senior persons, public persons to resign when there's serious accusations against them. Normally they are either forced to go through court or through processes in Parliament, like an impeachment process, for example, in the case of senior persons like the President or judges or members of Section Chapter 9 institutions. But unfortunately, no, we have very, very few examples of where a minister or other senior person actually resigned on their own accord and were not pushed to do it in the end.
And when we look at a motion of no confidence, it's always about numbers in the National Assembly. You know, with this latest move, I mean, we've seen a statement as well coming out from the EFF. They've had their issues when it comes to the Speaker, and they've said that they will be supporting this motion of no confidence. And when it comes to the numbers, does the opposition have the numbers to remove the Speaker, or do they need to speak to some people in the ANC?
Well, the Constitution determines that there must be a majority of the members of the National Assembly. So that means 101 persons out of the 400 must be there. And it requires that there's a majority. So it's not a two-thirds majority, but a 50% plus one majority. Now, the opposition does not have that. The ANC has still 57% and the opposition 43% if all of them attend. So the opposition does not have the numbers. And therefore, it will become absolutely critical about what is the position that the ANC is going to take in this. And I think this is possibly the most important point about everything now, is what will be the caucus decision of the ANC, the parliamentary caucus. Are they going to vote as a bloc in one or other direction? Are they going to leave it open for every member of the ANC or representative there to vote in terms of their own conscience? Or are they also going to vote in terms of an open vote, a public vote, or is it going to be a secret vote? These are all issues that ultimately the Speaker must determine about a secret vote or not. And then in the case of the ANC, whether they will support this motion or not, because we are very close to the election. And one of the main messages of the ANC that they are taking to the public is their position on corruption and ethical conduct. And I think for them, it's therefore an extremely difficult decision. In terms of their principles, they must support the motion of no confidence. In terms of political coherence and standing together behind a senior person, they will support it. So I think that is going to be the most interesting part of this particular development.
And of course, when it comes to the elections, there is that pressure that is mounting on the ANC to take the correct stance in this regard. But do we know what the line of march here is, especially when it comes to drawing the party line during such a crucial time as well?
We don't know yet where the ANC stands on this. What is, I think, important to know is that the Speaker is not on the list of the ANC as a candidate for this election. So she's clearly either being left out or she's decided to retire from politics. But she is not contending or being part of this election. So it is essentially the end of her political career, whatever way it is going, whether it is a successful motion of no confidence or whether just simply not standing as a candidate. But it is, in that sense, I think the ANC sees it as something, as a situation where they don't have to support her at all costs, like in the past with some other members, other persons. But at the same time, then also to demonstrate to the public that they are more serious about acting against senior persons who are accused of corruption or fraud or unethical conduct. But that is why this is becoming quite a test case.
And one would say this is really unprecedented, Prof. Earlier on you spoke about she is really second to the president in terms of the structures of parliament. What does it say about the country's democracy and the maturity of the country's democracy?
Well, I think it's important that we see steps taken like this in order to protect the integrity of Parliament and to make sure that when there's accusations that there's a follow-up. It's not being closed down, that there is a campaign in which it is justified or trying to get beyond it, and the majority party is simply using their majority numbers in Parliament in order to get it out of the way. I think in this case there is now a more serious engagement with it. But as you say, it is the first time ever that the Speaker is in this position. And from a parliamentary point of view, she is the most important person in Parliament. The one who must be providing the direction, is the face of Parliament. We've seen just now very recently where she led a parliamentary delegation to some of the international parliamentary organizations that the South African Parliament is a member of. She was supposed to go to another one of the International Parliamentary Union. The same applies to the SADC parliamentary forums and several others. So she is the face of Parliament in many institutions, and therefore the position of the Speaker must be beyond reproach in all respects.